Hi peeps. Welcome to a just gonna move that so you can't see my laundry hanger. Very chilled set of sprints. As you can see, I look like a mess. I've just got out the shower and haven't brushed my hair. I'm wearing pajamas. But I have an evening alone, so I thought that I would take advantage and just do some sprints and make sure that I get some reading and some writing done. Um, I might have some friends join me later, but I'm not 100% sure. This was organized fairly last minute, or I decided I was going to do this fairly last minute. So I have some friends that might join, but also they are adults with responsibilities, so they might not join. But yeah, rambling aside, I want to get some writing done. I am busy writing a rom-com, and I want to get a couple hundred words of that done tonight, maybe. And then also, I'm busy reading Night Crawling by Layla Motley. I'm doing a buddy read of that, and I need to read about 100 pages of that tonight. So, yeah, we'll see how things go. I'm going to set a sprint for maybe a half hour, maybe 20 minutes, just to kind of get myself into the groove. Just start off nice and slow, and yeah, set up the screen sharing, which I always forget to do ahead of time. I could make my life so much easier. I really could, but why? Why would I do that? I think I'm going to start off with. Do that for now. I'm going to start off with some writing. I do need to read, but I'm going to start off with some writing because I've been wanting to write all day. And it's been killing me that I haven't been able to. So I'm going to start off, do 20 minutes of writing, then I'll come back, check in with you, and then the next one I'll do reading. I think I'm just going to alternate back and forth between the two so I can try to get a lot done. So I shall see you all again in 20 minutes. And we're back. Hello, yes, Kitty. I actually got up to put my kettle on because I am dozing off. It's only 7:30. Like, it's not late. It's not late at all. But I can feel myself starting to doze off. So I thought that some coffee might help. So I had to get up to put my kettle on. But when I do that, I like to give you guys something to watch, you know? And I have a cute cat lying here on the bed. Might as well use him, you know? So if you are reading or writing, let me know how much you got done. I wrote a fair amount, I think. Let's see. Oh, that's not right. I wrote 276 words, which I'm really, really happy with. In 20 minutes. Yeah. I am so obsessed with the story that I'm writing. I wrote 276 words. I'm thrilled. I'm genuinely thrilled. I have written like a couple of scenes from the story that are kind of the scenes that came to me when I had the idea. And so I've got all these random scenes that are like the fun, exciting stuff happening. And I've been putting off actually going and like doing all the grunt work and like doing all the foundation work to actually link them and like to link them and to like just get the story started and actually make it have a story structure and not just be random scenes. So I have a call. My stepmom's calling me, but I'm not sure if I should answer it. Okay, we're just gonna go for like another 10-minute sprint while I talk to my family, and I'm gonna leave you guys with my cat again. Okay? Cool. Thanks. Hello. Okay, how are you? Sorry, I just need 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. I got a phone call from my stepmom and I thought that I should just answer it in case it was an emergency. And it was a school emergency for my baby sister, who needed help with a book project. So we're back. At some point I just need to help them get into my Disney Plus account. But yeah, we're back. Hopefully you managed to get some reading done. I obviously didn't get any reading or writing done in that sprint. I just did family things, and I did manage to make my coffee, which I'm very, very happy about. It's Jamaican fudge flavored. It's delicious, and I'm hoping that this will wake me up a little bit and kind of make me feel like a human person again, so that I can function and actually, do the writing things. I'll probably set another half-hour sprint, maybe, because we had some time now to warm up. I think that my friend Ali is going to join us fairly soon, maybe. We'll see if she's ready during the sprint, but yeah, I'm going to set for another half hour, and then I'm going to do some reading. So I'm reading Nightcrawling by Layla Motley, in case you've just hopped on, and I'm really enjoying this so far. It's a difficult read for sure, because it's about a young girl. Well, she's 17. It's about a 17-year-old girl who, through some pretty bad circumstances, finds herself being pushed into sex work. So it's heavy going, but it's really, really good. Would recommend. The writing is phenomenal, and it's quite like trigger warnings in that it's very graphic. It's very intense, and it content wise is quite a difficult read, but the writing is just so readable that it makes it like digestible. And Ali is here.
Hi.
Oh, my laptop's on mute.
Oh,
I'm not good at technology.
I mean, I am, and I still can't figure stuff out half the time. Like, nobody's actually good at technology.
So you have not missed much. I did one sprint, and then wherein I did 276 words of writing. I was very proud of myself. But I did one sprint. I'd just come back from the sprint, and I got a call from my stepmom, which I was like, I should probably answer this, because like she doesn't like, if they're calling to like have a chat, then we have like a family group, right? So then they'll normally call the family group so that they can get like me and my sisters. So I was like, this might actually be important. Like, I don't want to be like, oh, I'm on a live, I'm not going to talk to you, and then like someone's died or something, So
well, I hope nobody did die. Jesus.
Nobody died. Yeah, so I was like, I should probably I just need to keep checking my phone, because I should be getting a message soon. But yes, I was like, I should probably like call her back and just check that everything's okay. And it turns out that my baby sister, who is 12, okay, so she's in like final year primary school. Yeah. They're reading Holes in English, and they have to do a speech with a partner where they play lawyers, basically arguing that either that like these kids didn't actually do whatever it is that they did, or that the evidence is circumstantial. And she was just like, what? Like, how are 12-year-olds doing this? So she was hoping I had some insights into the book. But I was just like,
honestly, I couldn't write that essay on Holes.
No, I was like, I mean, I haven't read it, but I don't, even if I did, like, I don't think I could help you.
Why do they, isn't that like a middle grade, like a younger middle grade?
Yeah, she's 12.
Yeah. No middle grade is this deep, okay? Why are they making them dissect a children's book like this?
It's one thing, like, they have to read and understand the book. She's like, now I'm gonna have to like go and research like juvenile laws to figure out what's going on. So she was trying to find the movie so she could get the movie, so that at least she could kind of understand what the story was.
Why are you yelling at me? There's an infant. Sorry, she's just. I don't know what she's doing.
That's fine. She's fine. Does she need a cuddle?
What are you doing? All right, come here. She probably just wants to sit here. She loves to just sit at the computer like a little weirdo. Oh, thank you for puking on me. Much appreciated.
Are you okay?
It's fine. I'm you. This is being a mother, Kelly. This is just what it is.
I'm good, thanks. Yeah, so they're trying to get into my Disney Plus account now so that she can watch the movie to at least try to understand the story.
I don't think I've ever actually seen that movie, oddly enough.
I haven't seen it either. I haven't read the book, I haven't watched the movie, so I was just like, I can't help you at all. Having the boys dig up a lake with also water. So I didn't even know that amount of information.
Yeah, I didn't know that was the plot.
So thank you. This is actually helpful. I will send this information on to her. Because yeah, I know nothing. I know literally nothing about it apart from that it exists.
I know that Shia LaBeouf is in the movie, but I've never actually seen it.
Do you want to go for a sprint?
Oh, sure. What are you reading, by the way?
Oh, sorry, that's what I was busy explaining when you came on. I'm reading Nightcrawling by Layla Motley.
You always read all these books I've never heard of, and I just then want to read them.
Oh, and apparently they were threatened with firearms and violence. Okay. You are currently busy saving my little sister's school project. I hope that you know. Thank you. Like, genuinely.
You. Totally random, but do you want to see this month's Fairy Loot book?
Obviously.
Because it's just like sitting right here, and I just got it. But it's this one.
It's so pretty.
I know. And like gradient edges. Like,
I love it.
I don't know what this book is. But I'm going to read it now. Also, it has a ribbon bookmark, which I really love because I lose all of my bookmarks. So
that's amazing.
But they sent me a message finally after like a month. They lost my July box. I never got it. And they're like, oh, we don't have any more, so we can't send you one either. We just have to refund you. And I'm like, don't you guys keep extra stuff on hand in case this happens?
That's so sad.
I really wanted that book too.
I'm very grateful that you are sharing your primary school language teaching skills with me, because genuinely, like, they need help. So thank you.
Okay, so you can go back to telling me what we were reading right now. I got distracted.
Oh, right. Yeah, I'm doing a buddy read of Nightcrawling, and I need to read like 100 pages by tomorrow. So I'm alternating reading and writing sprints. And I did a writing sprint, and I'm going to do a reading sprint. But it's about the 17-year-old girl who her parents are both dead, or like her parents are at least gone. One of them might be in prison. I don't know, but she doesn't have parents. She does have an older brother who is refuses to get a job because he's going to make it big as a rapper. And now, like, their rent is going up. She doesn't know how they're going to survive, and she ends up going into prostitution. So it's quite a rough read content-wise, but it's quite an easy read language-wise. Like, it flows really nicely. So
Is
it's just...
it? I suppose that's probably an adult.
Yeah.
Just because of the prostitution content.
Yeah. So that's fun.
I'm sure it probably is a good read, but harsh.
Yeah. It's... I mean, I don't find things triggering generally.
Me either. There's like a couple specific things, but most things don't bother me.
I think even things like sexual violence, like, I can deal with. There was one book that really affected me, but I think actually what happened was after like the assault happens, she becomes like very numb, and I think it was more like that sense of like nihilism really gets to me. So like reading about what actually happened to her, I was okay with, but everything like her aftermath of it, I found really difficult to read.
For me, it's oddly enough, like I can read like child death, even like child abuse, things like that I can handle in books. But for some reason, I have to know if there's a miscarriage coming. I can't be like completely just like taken aback by it. I'm okay with it if I know it's going to happen. But if I don't know it's going to happen, then I'm just like, nope, no, I can't read that.
Yeah. I mean, I can handle pretty much everything, but I do like I appreciate getting trigger warnings. If I'm gonna get blindsided by it, I'll probably still be fine, because it's nicer knowing to expect trauma.
Oh, by the way,
I haven't got a physical one yet. I'm so sad. I emailed my contact at the publisher today, and I was like, "Can I get one, please?"
I ordered this copy, and then Book of the Month has the hardcover, and I was like, "Do I?" But I didn't.
It's
I was
so
like, I already have one, and it doesn't have a different cover or anything. It's just hardback, and I was like, "You don't need it. You have one. You have one."
This is how I feel about, because they're doing a new print run of, well, the new print runs that they're doing of The Love Hypothesis have the bonus chapter in them, and I'm like, I don't need it. I have a paperback. It's just going to be another paperback with one bonus chapter that I have. I just don't have it in the book, and I'm like, I want it in the book.
See, I kind of want someone to do special editions, but at the same time, I almost always hate special editions of romance books. I think they always look so stupid. Like for instance, Red, White, and Royal Blue, and like One Last Stop or whatever is getting special editions, and they're so ugly. They're so bad. They're like, I've never seen a worse special edition. I looked at it and I was like, no,
not
no.
Good.
That's not what I'm reading right now, though. I mean, I did start it, but I need to finish this one.
Ooh.
Which I only have like a little bit left of. It's okay.
I don't really know anything about it.
I didn't really either. It's basically about this guy who, at some point in his childhood, finds this really like disturbing fairy tale book, and then becomes like kind of like really interested in that author, and he ends up bumping into like a descendant of this super old author, and then that becomes his wife, and then they like move into her like ancestral home because she inherited it, and then there's like a spooky wood, and he's kind of an ass face. And they lost a child at one point, and he also cheated on her at one point, and I'm just like,
that's a lot.
And it keeps hinting that like he might be in some roundabout way kind of responsible for the child's death, but like he didn't like kill the child, but like maybe just like something happened where like he was slightly negligent or something. I don't know. It's weird, and it's very pretentious writing. Like, Lot of really big words for the sake of having really big words.
Oh, my favorite. How long do you want to go for? Because this is your first sprint, so I don't want to overwhelm you.
I don't make decisions.
We can do another 20 minutes.
Sure.
Start with 20. Also, hello Charlotte. I have instructions for dancing, but haven't read it yet. So let me know how
I
you
also
find it.
have that. Actually, I think I have like all of her books. I haven't read any of them.
That's the only one I have, but I haven't read any of them either. So let us know if you like it and if we should read it. Just takes me a while to figure out all the buttons I need to press, you know?
Salt, pepper on this or anything?
Salt.
A little bit of salt.
Hello. Shanice, Ali, Shanice.
Hi. I know you somehow muted the whole tab, not just my microphone. Hello.
Hi.
Big baby.
There's another one back there.
Oh, sweet. I've just put my girl down to bed, which is why I can do this. How was your session?
It was good. I don't know. Ali, did you actually manage to do anything?
I made coffee.
I drank coffee. I read like 12 pages.
That's
Did I?
good.
I read 11. I read 12 pages. I read 12 pages. Only like 90 more to go.
What time is it there?
8:15. Well, I need to have read them by tomorrow night.
Oh,
So
okay.
I can read tomorrow as well.
I'll try not to distract you.
If anyone I work with is watching this, I will definitely not be reading tomorrow.
Nobody would ever read during their job. People don't do that.
No,
Actually, to be fair, I have a pretty good work day tomorrow. Like, I have a breakfast and then I have a lunch, and my day is basically just going to be like between fancy meals,
Oh, that's
trying to check
awesome.
my emails.
I have a mustache now.
It's glorious.
That was such a perfect foam massage.
I know you came in halfway through, but did you manage to get any writing done?
I'm editing, so I did a few pages.
Excitement.
Yeah, I'm just, gosh, accepting edits and making sure that it makes sense.
I can do a read through when you're done. Fine.
So if you see me like blushing while reading, then just know it's a rom-com.
This is my other writer friend. Yes.
Okay. Is this the one that you sent me the picture of the book?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was bragging about you.
I'm already warm from the text.
Shake.
You have a lot to say?
Charlotte said that we should also read The Son of God.
I own that one. Like I said, I think I own all of her books.
It's on my long list that I'm just not getting to.
Too many books. I get so far, but can't see myself cry.
Yeah, what are you doing, buddy? Why don't you go find Daddy?
The dancing book, Instructions for Dancing. I mean, that one doesn't seem super sad. It doesn't seem as sad as the other one. But I'm glad that you're enjoying it. I don't know. Should we stick with 20 minutes?
I really do need to finish this, and I could probably finish it in like 2 spans.
Okay. That's what we're going to aim for you to finish your book. Okay. Let's go.
How'd it go?
Good. I think I haven't actually counted. Ali just had to go be a mom.
I laughed about having babies everywhere.
She knows that she's always welcome to have her babies on.
Of course. I mean, I get it.
Where am I? I haven't left enough space between the bit that I was just writing and the next bit. So there was just like a whole string of words.
Oh,
I
no,
wrote
I've got mine.
222 words.
Sorry?
I wrote 222 words.
Nice.
That's
I
not
like that it's
bad.
moving. What's the total at the moment?
Not a lot. It's like 5 something.
But still, it's more than it was
533.
yesterday.
I checked. I wrote like 400 words last night,
You see how quick it can happen?
and that was between reading and talking to you. So
And I am a huge distraction.
you are a huge distraction. At this point, I'm like, I'm going to have to close WhatsApp when I'm at work.
I have to just block me during working hours.
Yes, I'm gonna have to give you like a soft block. Yeah. But yeah, all good. She just had to go and look after a baby.
Grandmother. Where is she from?
From America, obviously. We've been friends for a long time. This is embarrassing. I want to say Minnesota. Ali, if you have started watching, I'm sorry. I've forgotten where you come from.
How did you guys become friends?
Just through this, basically.
Oh, that's awesome.
Like through Twitter. I became friends with Hannah, who was already I kind of knew Ali, and then I became friends with Hannah, and then Hannah was like good friends with Ali, and then the 3 of us became a little trio.
Oh, that's sweet.
Also, well done, Charlotte.
18 chapters, pages, sorry.
I mean, can you measure how much you've edited? Is this like a thing that you can give us feedback on?
I suppose I could say that I addressed a whole bunch of comments. And I'm currently addressing the last big one for this bunch. So we've divided the manuscript into sections. So I've got chapters 1 to 17. While she looks at probably 17 to the end, which I don't remember, but I think is like 38 or 40 or something. So while I make these corrections and adding a bit more detail here and there, she's busy editing the other stack. And then we'll swap.
It's also exciting. It makes just hearing about the process makes me happy.
It's very interesting to see how these things work. I mean, I had no idea going in how many revisions go into a book before it ends up. What is going on here?
I mean, I'm sorry.
Before it ends up being.
You don't need to worry.
So I'm having fun with it. Even addressing some of the comments. I'll tell you offline what the comment is, but sort of having to revisit the story and add a little bit more story for these characters it's fun. It's like talking to an old friend.
I'm so excited.
What are you working on?
The same thing that I've been working on.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome.
No, so Shamiz is holding me accountable to actually work on one thing instead of just
jumping between 4 works in progress.
Yes. And like the 3 new ideas that I have.
And
which also to say,
the sooner you release in the world. Yes, sorry.
Like the new idea is also partly your fault. So
Look, you accidentally gave me an idea an hour ago by just sending me a picture, so who's to blame?
also, I didn't
Yay, hello.
know you were South African. So hello. It's always interesting
That's
to me because
awesome.
I like obviously I don't know where people come from. And I always just
We're in
assume,
South Africa. We should.
yes, tell us where.
Oh, I
I
see
always
there are
just
lots of
assume
comments here that I didn't.
Oh, most of these are from before the round we just did.
Yes, I see. Cool. She's a primary school language teacher. That's awesome.
Yes. Oh, that was a whole thing. So I just finished the first sprint, and I got a call from my stepmom. So I quickly set up another sprint just so that I could go call her back, just in case like it was important and something serious had happened. And my 12-year-old sister is reading Holes at school.
Okay.
And has to do an oral on has to do like a 2-person oral on as lawyers explaining why the evidence around what the kids are being tried with is all like circumstantial and that they can't and shouldn't actually have been tried with this. And so she
That
phoned
seems
me.
pretty complicated for a 12-year-old.
That's what
Unless
I
I don't
thought.
know how smart 12-year-olds are and I've been underestimating them this whole time.
I mean, I feel like I would have struggled when I was 12.
I think so. Or I would have written something that makes no sense, but been very confident about it.
So she was like, I feel like I need to help her, but like I haven't read the book. And so she was hoping that I'd read the book and would be able to shed some insight. But
And
I
you're
could not.
the go-to reader in the family.
I would say half of my like text thread with my stepmom is like, is this book good? Can she read it? Like, is it age appropriate? Also, Gauteng.
That's cool. I'll be in Gauteng this month at some point.
Do you want to say for what?
I'm going to Comic-Con. I'm going to Comic-Con. I can say that much. Just need to figure out my costume, which is still in.
I don't know if this freezing is me or you.
I can hear you. I'm not sure.
It froze you for a second. Okay, all good.
But
yeah, it seems fine now.
Awesome.
I'm so jealous. I want to go to Comic-Con too.
Oh, there's going to be a Cape Town one in April. It's the first time they're doing a Cape Town one. So
okay. I went to FanCon.
Yeah, so FanCon. I also did a few of the FanCons, but this is the first time they're doing a Comic-Con in Cape Town, April 2023. Okay. Big month.
It is.
Since you're hosting a book launch, I've just booked you for it.
Yes. I know I offered, but the reality of doing it, yeah, no battle. I mean, can't we just do the book launch at Comic-Con? Like,
that is not a bad idea.
Then I don't have to hire chairs for 150 people again.
I'm so sorry. I don't think it would be that many for the second one.
I feel like it's going to be all of the same people are going to come again. And then probably more.
In the hopes that they've enjoyed the first book, I suppose. Or even got to it. It takes people months to get to a book. Speaking with experience here, somebody who's had books on their to be read list for years.
I I have a floor-to-ceiling bookcase. Okay.
Lovely.
One shelf is books that I've read.
And the rest are just judging you.
Yeah. So there's that. Then on my desk, I have another 2 shelves. That's my like dark academia shelf. It's really just there for the vibes. I've read like two. I've read 2 of the books. 3, 4. I've read 4 of the books on it. And that's only because all of my, well, I say all of my Erin Morgenstern books are there, which is 1 copy of The Night Circus and 3 copies of The Starless Sea.
Why do you have 3 copies of The Starless Sea?
Because, so I got the proof, and then when it came out, I wanted the hardback because the hardback is beautiful and has like a bee, a sword, and a key as like a sprayed edge.
Oh, wow.
So I needed the hardback because it was stunning.
That makes sense.
And then because I'm extra, I entered a giveaway to win a trade paperback copy and I won. I never win giveaways, but of course that was the one that I won.
And now you've got 3 copies.
And now I have 3 copies.
And
then,
do you love the book?
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't read it. I started it. I read the first chapter. And then I think I discovered ACOTAR. Just forgot. And well, then, you know.
That's fair.
Everything,
That's
yeah. Everything just sort of got thrown aside for a while, and then I was in recovery, rehab. Well, not actual rehab for those listening, like SJM rehab.
I feel like anyone that watches my channel in any way will just understand. It's fine.
Yeah, so I never got back to it. So yeah, it's on my list. My long list. I loved The Night Circus though. It's one of my top reads.
So I thought I couldn't love anything more than it, and then I read The Night Circus and I was like, oh, okay. Yes. So I do love The Night Circus more, but like I really, really love The Starless Sea. So it came out in November. I got the proof in May and read it and said, this is going to be my favorite book of the year. And then it was. I read it in May.
That's awesome.
So,
okay, I'll prioritize it. I say that, and then I get distracted.
I mean,
by more fair.
So there's that situation, right? There's my dark academia shelf. That's another 2 shelves that are just like stack books that I haven't read. Then we have another cabinet that because I was starting to stack books on my desk, and that was becoming a problem because it got to the point where I couldn't actually use my desk. There was no longer any space for me to actually move my mouse between my keyboard and the pile of books. So we moved to cabinet.
I know that this is disrespectful, but I'm currently using a book from one of these stacks as like my little wrist rester thing to rest my wrist on while using my mouse. So sometimes I just make the books practical.
Yeah, exactly. What do you mean disrespectful? That's just like
a
sound decision. I spent a good portion of up until a year and a half ago, I was generally using books as a tripod.
Okay.
So, yeah. So now that cabinet is now stacked with 4 stacks of books, like pretty much as high as they can go without toppling over. In fact, one of the stacks today did start toppling over, and then I had to like redress the balance. And then I have another like half wall bookcase that has as many books as that'll fit in it. And yeah, as I said, I have read 1 shelf of books.
And I feel like your husband has some books that comes home with him as well.
He does. He doesn't actually bring that many home because he normally, whenever he gets stuff, he'll send me a photo and find out if I want anything.
Okay.
So generally the stuff that he brings home is only like tonight. So like tonight he's gone for a dinner with someone from HarperCollins, and generally when we go to like dinners and lunches and stuff, we'll get a little goodie bag. So like those generally will come home because obviously he's coming straight home from the restaurant. But like when the sales reps go and see him and they bring him stuff, he'll just send me a photo and be like, "Do you want anything?"
Okay.
So he doesn't bring stuff home. I, on the other hand, brought home a stack of 7 books today.
Fair. I mean, 7 is a good number. It is a lucky number for most.
I realize it is like the pinnacle of first world problems, but I didn't ask for them. They just arrived in my office with my name on them. So,
And who
what
are
am I
we
supposed
to
do with
deny our blessings?
you know? I'm not going to complain. But also, I read one book last month. Well, I read one like physical book last month. So I am just accumulating them faster than I can
Oh,
eat.
that's the other problem, is that my paperbacks and hardbacks, they keep judging me every time I read an ebook. Or worse, an unpublished book that's like on a Google Doc or something, and I'm just not even getting to my ebooks at this stage.
No, I wouldn't know what that's like at all. This is not a problem I have.
No, of course not. Who would do that?
We're fine. Do you want to go another 20 minutes?
Yes, I'm gonna try and address this comment.
So that I can actually get more of also an ebook read. Not solving my space problem at all, but you know, it's fine.
It's fine. It's totally fine.
I mean, on the bright side, at least it is an ebook. I keep doing that. It is an ebook, and it's not a Google Doc at this point.
At this point.
At this point, I'm saving the Google Doc for when I'm saving the Google Doc for when I'm not on a live stream.
Yeah, no, you can't show your face.
Which seems like a very good place to start this.
Peace. I see we had a feline visitor.
We did. He's back to just sitting glaring at me now.
What's his name?
Oh, I absolutely meant to tell you earlier, and then I forgot, and then I also couldn't remember if I told you or not. His name is Azriel.
You did not tell me that. That's amazing. Has he got Azrael's personality?
In that he's mostly quiet and a bit grumpy, but also very, very soft and sweet. And
That sounds
sometimes
accurate.
just batshit crazy.
I mean, he's a bad boy, so
You know?
it's very sweet. I don't know where my two are. I think that's one sleeping over there.
I also made some tea because I am really, really sleepy.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna have a cup of something now as well.
It's okay. I've already had coffee, but
No, if I have night coffee, I won't sleep. So I need to have just like a little bit.
coffee doesn't do anything to me. But like the presence of a hot drink sometimes is enough to just, and like the mental kick that sometimes comes with knowing I'm having coffee can help, you know.
I used to be like that, and then I don't know. Oh, it was pregnancy. I weaned myself off coffee when I was pregnant, and then breastfeeding, I didn't have too much of it either. And now when I have it in the afternoon, I lie awake at night and I'm not somebody that struggles to sleep at night when I'm tired. You know that I'm generally awake at strange hours, but when I want to sleep, I can sleep, except if I've had coffee.
I often wish the coffee did things to me, but this is just another reason for me to not have a baby anytime soon. Don't want to live without coffee for any extended period of time.
You mean you are allowed coffee? I got into my head that I was overdoing it, and I was like, you know, I'm just gonna stop for a while.
Did you finish your problem? Like, did you resolve your last note?
I think so. I'm reading it. To make sure that it works. That I'm getting the information across that I'm intending to get across. But I'm going to give it a read. Make sure that it sounds right and is also just grammatically correct. And then I'm done with this section, and I'll send it back to her probably tonight still.
Amazing.
And then I'll be working on book 3.
I read 18 pages.
That's a lot.
Yeah. I am also just purposefully ignoring any references that you make, because if I start talking, I'm not going to be able to stop talking. So I will just, if you reference, book 3 or anything, I will just show excitement and then move swiftly along because I have no self-restraint.
That's fair. That is absolutely fair.
Charlotte
19 pages.
19 pages, which is
That's
very
awesome.
good. Oh, also, this is a big mood. At one point, my Goodreads list was like 2,000 books, and I just did a massive cull where I was like, I have no idea what these books are anymore.
I don't check it anymore. Now, the only time I check it is when I'm checking if the book that I've just immediately finished is on it or not, but I don't go any further than that. Like, coincidentally, it happens to be on my Goodreads list. How convenient that I get to tick it off.
I don't add things anymore.
I don't go looking. It's just trouble in that direction.
The only time I ever really add stuff is if I happen to be scrolling through Goodreads, which I don't do that often, and I see someone has like marked something as to read where I go, oh, that's a thing that like I know I want to read, but I will probably forget that I want to read it. So while I'm seeing it, might as well add it to my list. But I very rarely consciously, I know people that every time they get a book, add it to their TBR on Goodreads, and I'm just like, no, It's fine. We've discussed, I know what my TBR is. It's fine.
Yeah, I don't even know what my TBR is. Like, there are books on my TBR, but there is no actual list or order of priority. So I suppose I'm a mood reader as well. So I can't really list what I'm going to read next until I get there. And I'm like, what am I in the mood for? And I may just neglect the entire list and start something brand new that someone's recommended.
This is the problem with, like, when I had Scribd, is I would just be like, oh yes, I know I have all of these books that I want to read, but someone's just told me about this new shiny thing and it's on Scribd, so I'll just read that instead.
Plus, you convince yourself, you're like, oh, but it's only 300 pages. It's just going to take like 2 days.
You know,
I may as well just read it really quickly.
And like a 300-page rom-com on my phone is like, that's nothing. That's a quick
Who does
read.
that? Who does that? No one does that.
But also, okay, yeah, this is also why I don't really like. I basically use my Goodreads TBR now only for stuff that I don't own, because when I was putting my physical TBR books on there, it was way too much. So this does kind of make sense, because I at least can like physically see the books on my TBR. But I guess if you don't physically own them, then like you want some way to keep track of them, which makes sense.
Fair. That is fair.
And so my problem was, when I got Goodreads, as I do when I get things, I got really excited and I was just adding all the things to my TBR. And then I don't know if it still does, but it used to give you recommendations based on your shelves. So you could go to like your red shelf and it would give you 50 recommendations based on that. And I would literally just, any book that sounded vaguely interesting, I would click add to TBR, because I love a new app. And then I just ended up with like hundreds of books that 4 years later I didn't know what the books were anymore. So anything that I didn't recognize, I just cleaned off.
So, not about books, but before Netflix, I had a hard drive that I stored movies on. Obviously, most people did. And I had 2 folders, watched and unwatched. And then, obviously, within the folders, there were subgenres and whatever. And in the unwatched folder, some of those movies had been there for years, but I just never got to them. And one evening, my husband needed to go and copy, I think it was a game or a program, I don't know what it was. And he was like, can I take your hard drive? I was like, yeah, there should be quite a bit of space. And he comes back and he's like, there wasn't enough space, but I really needed to copy it. It's like, what did you do? It's like, I just deleted the whole unwatched folder. I was like, why would you do that? It's been 6 years. Still, I was so mad at him, but I don't even remember the titles of the movies that were on that list. So I guess
in the last 2 years, I've done, you wouldn't say so, but I've done a massive cull of my book collection. I think I've unhauled like 500 books.
wow.
And same thing, like I can't even, I could not tell you what I got rid of.
And getting rid of it hurts so badly when you're doing it. You're like, oh, but what if I do want to read this? What if it's amazing? What if? And then like a few months later, you're like, I need that.
Like these were books that I had lugged across the country with me. And I was just like, I can live without them. It's fine. But I started off with only books that felt like easy to part with. I did use the Spark Joy method.
It's a good method.
It really worked. So, and I know that there are still so many books that I could get rid of. But yeah, I'm at the point now where getting rid of, I mean, again, most of them probably in 6 months I wouldn't remember that I had, but I'm now getting to the point where the physical act of getting rid of these ones would actually hurt. Like, because I've got rid of all
without. You need to, like, 500 is a lot. So, I mean, You should be proud of getting rid of 500 and give yourself a break. You don't have to get rid of any more right now.
Yes, but the problem is I've probably already replaced them.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about that.
I mean, like Charlotte said, I barely own any books. Like, I did not, like, I didn't intend for this to happen.
Well, like you said, there were 7 books waiting for you at work. You didn't.
That's not my whole haul from August. That's just the most recent package that arrived. Like,
Do they give it to you to review or just for fun or?
so it kind of depends on how I get them. So I request review stuff through, because I'm on all the PR lists as Velvet Library. So I request review stuff, and then obviously like that stuff I need to prioritize for review, which I do. I'm trying to be like way more selective with now because I know that I just am not reading as quickly as I should be. Then because I have quite good relationships with like the sales reps and the product managers at the local places, if there's something specific that I want that I don't think I'll be able to get a review copy of, then I'll normally just send a cheeky ask, and then normally I can get stuff.
That's awesome though.
And then I also sometimes will just get like, the sales reps, then also once a month I see the sales reps at a buying meeting, and they normally then will just bring a stack of stuff that's for like everyone, and then I'll grab stuff there that like looks interesting, which I'm also trying to be more selective about, but also I'm trying to be more selective, but all of those things I kind of don't need to review necessarily.
Okay, yes, because you didn't request it.
I didn't request it. I mean, even the because I do marketing, obviously if I enjoy something, I'm going to market it, even if it's not something that like I need to market. I will market it. So like that's why generally like the product managers and stuff are pretty happy to give me access to things, because ultimately it does benefit, but it's not like an agreement thing where like I have to review stuff. And then it's kind of the same when then sometimes the marketing teams will just send me things, which is also like I don't like they're probably not going to stop sending me stuff if I don't review it, but I am like I should review it or like feature it or like use it for a giveaway or something. So the main problem here is just that I have too many avenues for getting books. Because I think most people in the marketing divisions will only really deal with the marketing people.
Yes.
Or most
but
people
you're also, and you're also a bookstagrammer.
Yeah. So most bookstagrammers don't have the like professional contacts.
Yes.
And then most salespeople are not dealing with the marketing people, and most marketing people are not dealing with the salespeople. But I'm getting from all three. And then my husband also works in books. So.
And then you've made friends with me, and I'm just sending you like unsolicited manuscripts.
Oh, they're very much solicited. But yes, this is the problem. Oh, and now I'm also in like a mini book club.
Oh man. Okay, but that could help you get through your TBR.
It's true. That's why I'm reading Nightcrawling, because we're doing a buddy read.
Awesome.
So this is something that was not on my TBR, but I joined and they were like, hey, this is the next thing that we're reading. Do you want to join us? And I was like, obviously. So now I'm reading Nightcrawling. And it's very good. It's just I probably would not have picked it up, but now I am.
Fair.
But also, this is a big mood.
That is definitely a me. If I see too much to do, then I don't want to do it.
Yeah. And the emotional overwhelm that comes with having too many physical books is a lot. And it also means like, So I don't really need to buy books ever anymore.
Obviously, yeah.
Because I'm kind of at the point where even if I can't get something that I want, and like I have so much other stuff that I feel like I can't really justify buying stuff. And that's another thing, is like, so often I'll be like, yes, I can look at my 1,000 books and go, there's nothing that I want to read. I want to read this very specific thing. But then like I won't buy it because I feel like I can't justify buying it when I have so many
Because
books.
you've got 1,000 books that are waiting to be read.
Exactly. So then I don't read anything because I can't read the thing that I want to read. So I understand this completely. Like, people that I have seen people who do like a TBR 0 project, and it sounds like a dream. So basically, like, where they are working to get their physical TBR down to 0 books.
No. Just no.
I mean,
Immediately
I can't.
no.
I physically can't, because even if I were to read, I feel like saying like my Goodreads goal for this year, I think, is 52 books, because a book a week is, even if I'm not managing it at the moment, is manageable for me, right? I was like, that's my current book collection. That's 20 years of reading. That's 20 years of reading without accumulating any new books.
Yes.
I think that was the kicker for me, to realize that I actually just needed to start culling, because I was like, I can't physically, I am never going to read. It is.
I've also found that that's an issue when I started joining Bookstagram. Like everyone, you want to stay on top of new releases because that's what everyone's talking about, and you want to be part of the conversation and part of the hype. And I was trying to stay on top of reading all the latest releases, and then also just stopped me from getting to my TBR, because there's new books every day, and I never go back to the books. How am I ever going to get to a book that I added to that list like 4 years ago?
Yeah. Well, when I started working in a bookshop like a year after I joined Bookstagram. So then at that point, I could just read anything that I wanted for free, because I could just borrow stuff from the shop. So for a solid year, I basically didn't read any books that I owned.
I see.
Like, that was before I was getting as much stuff.
Yes.
So I wasn't, like, my collection wasn't growing at the same rate, but I was reading hardly anything that I owned. And because suddenly I was like, oh, well, I can just, all these series that I've been mentally adding to my TBR for like the last 5 years of watching BookTube, I can suddenly just read.
For free.
And yes, it was also, that was the year that I discovered Sarah J. Maas. So that was like 8 books, I think, at that point. There were 5 Throne of Glass books. The first 2 Akatar books were out, and the third one was coming out. So, I mean, that was 8 books of the year gone, was just Sarah J. Maas.
Just Faye.
So then I did try to kind of restore the balance. And the book that the reading tracker that I use now, I have a thing that I have a column for if it was on my TBR before the start of the year. So it's like TBR, yes, no, and reread. So basically, I'm trying now to keep it kind of 50-50 of books that were on my TBR and books that are coming in. It doesn't always work, but
it's nice to have the encouragement. I'm just seeing another comment.
Yes, I wish we had little free libraries here. I knew they wouldn't. I know they wouldn't work because South Africa, but like it'd be so nice.
And they're very cute as well.
But also, our libraries here are also not great. Like, actually, the Western Cape libraries are much better than the PE libraries were. So,
have you used the library app?
Yes. So, I was using it. The Overdrive Libby.
Yeah.
Okay. So I used to use that one with my PE card, which I think has now expired, but it stopped working for a while. But when I moved here and got my library card, the Western Cape libraries weren't connected yet.
Okay.
And now my Western Cape library card has expired and I haven't gone to renew it.
Same. That is also why I'm not using it, but my friend who's using it loves it.
I need to go. It's on my it's on my to-do list. Like it is actually an
Talking
item.
about my to-do list is much like talking about my TBR list.
You know? And then I was using Scribd, but I cancelled last month because I just hadn't been using it a lot. So I was like, I'll just
And
cancel
you've
for a
got
couple months.
enough books.
I've got enough books. So I was like, I'll just cancel for a couple months and then come back to it when I want to. But now I'm majorly in the mood for audiobooks, because now that I've been drawing more again, I keep being like, oh, well, because I'm drawing so much, I'm not doing any reading. And then even though I've been an avid audiobook listener for like, my whole life, it genuinely only dawned on me about a week ago that I could be listening to audiobooks while I'm drawing, and I could read and draw at the same time.
You could get through those 20 years of books.
I could get through so many books, but now I've cancelled Scribd. Now I have to get Scribd again.
But also the library app has audiobooks as well.
Yes, so I actually just need to go to the library.
Yeah. Spotify has Neon Gods. Looking for
Does it?
As an audiobook, yes. It's the official audiobook.
No joke, because I did go and look for audiobooks on Spotify the other day. Hello, Tina.
Hello.
I did go look the other day, and then the only audiobooks that I knew for sure were on there were The Raven Cycle, which, like, I'm always down for a reread, but I didn't want to do a reread. Like, I wanted to read something new. And then the only other ones I could find that I was interested in were The Mortal Engines, which I've downloaded the playlist, but I haven't actually started listening to yet. But okay, I might go and listen to Neon Gods.
That was the one that I accidentally listened to at work.
I don't know. Oh, I don't know.
I just skipped it that day. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to work with music today, and I will continue with this book tomorrow.
I feel like listening to the audiobook's just going to give me so much cringe.
It's not bad, because I listened to the whole thing and I did enjoy quite a bit of it. But it is, for me, maybe I'm just not seasoned enough with spicing an audiobook, but there are moments where I'm like, ooh, I don't know if I need to hear that.
Like,
and obviously most audiobooks are read by one narrator, or at least one narrator per like POV. So there's like a spicy scene, but the male voice is doing both the female and the male. And sometimes it does sound a little bit silly.
Yeah, I listened to Akatar and Akamath, and for the most part it was okay, but even that gave me some cringe, and I feel like, Katie Robert is a scooch more intense.
It's a little bit.
I'm scared.
I would still recommend it though, especially if you're just, I don't want to say if you're just trying to get to your TBR, but if it's not a book that's very, very precious to you, which I don't think it is, to just
Sorry. I'm good, it's fine.
I just mean that it's I think it's good company for while you're drawing. I mean,
Okay.
Will your drawing end up a little bit more inappropriate than it started? Maybe. But that's not
fine.
necessarily a bad thing.
That's okay. Also, this is going to make me sound like a stalker, but Tina, were you watching Hannah's live the other day? Because I recognized your name, so I just assumed that you were someone that's popped up in one of my lives before. But is that how I know your name? From seeing you in Hannah's comment section the other day? I'm sorry. I'm I'm very sorry if that's creepy. I just want to check a message quickly because I got a work message.
A work message.
Yes. Okay. No, I just wanted to check that it was not something bad because there was a launch that happened tonight and it was
Okay.
the manager from the store that had a launch and I was like, oh, something went wrong. But no, she was just telling me that things went well, so that's fine. It was so her channel name is Ledette M and it was the Middle Earthathon sprints. There were like a couple people. It was the Lord of the Rings readathon sprints.
Rose would have loved it.
I'm feeling awkward. Yeah, they're doing a couple of the people that I'm friends with are doing a Middle Earth inspired readathon this week. So they're not necessarily reading Lord of the Rings, although like you can and it's encouraged. But there's like a Hobbit team and a human team and an elf team, and they're all competing against each other. So they've been
sweet.
like most of the hosts have been doing like pretty much daily live streams. Okay, I'm not a crazy person. Yes, sorry. I just like I recognize people's names, you know? So hi, nice to have you. Yeah, it's all very cute, but I've been not very good at keeping up with YouTube for a long time. So like I was vaguely aware that it was happening just because I was seeing people post things about it, but I hadn't actually looked at any of the information. But then I was at work and I needed something to help me focus. So I just hopped on and had some of the sprints on in the background while I was doing
that. I should try that. That sounds like a great idea.
I find it super helpful. Like
Actually,
it's
a really
nice.
good idea. Okay, I'm going to try that tomorrow.
It's basically just like the Pomodoro method, but between you get to listen to people doing a little bit of chatter, and yeah.
So I'll be ignoring you for 20 minutes at a go, so you can get 20 minutes of focus.
Yes. And it's sad, but
Yeah, it's a bit. And then when they chat to each other or to whoever they're chatting to, that's when I'll be catching all of the texts.
I used to watch a lot of YouTube pretty consistently when I was making YouTube more consistently, but since I've been not making as much, I've been bad at watching as much. But I am trying to get back into sprints just as a way to like keep myself productive, if nothing else. Speaking of which, should we do another sprint? I don't know how late you are planning to go.
Could do like a 10-minute.
Cool. I am, I've been left alone while Alan's out for dinner, so.
I mean, I'm going to bother you after this anyways, just not on a live sprint.
I don't think I'm going to carry on by myself then. So then this will be the last one. So technology, how do things work? There we go. Okay, so we'll do the last sprint for 10 minutes. I'm going to do 10 minutes of writing, I guess.
Enjoy.
Thank you. just want to finish writing my sentence.
How'd it go?
Good. I just want to finish writing my sentence.
Oh, go ahead.
Also, in a moment of personal growth, I have written 2 sentences that I have gone, really don't like this, and just left.
Oh, and just continued.
And just ignored that I hate them and moved
That's
past them.
That's huge. That's actually really huge. It's going to help your writing speed so much.
Because I know that they are things, the thing that I've said, I know is a thing that I want to say, but
Just
I
not in
just
the way
hate,
that you said it.
yeah, just the phrasing is awful.
That, like I said, that's Rev 1's problem. This is Rev 0. This isn't even your first draft. This is your 0 draft.
I wrote 115 words though, so
Nice.
that's good. I'm happy.
As you should be.
Also, so when you screen share on StreamYard, it leaves like a thing at the top that says sharing google.com to streamyard.com.
Okay.
But that comes up on every tab that you have open. So
so you thought you were sharing your writing.
So because I'm writing in Google Docs, every time I switch to that tab, I have to
panic.
switch back.
I would panic.
Switch back to the sprint just to make sure that it is showing the timer.
I would die if everyone saw my live writing.
Yeah, no one needs to see that.
No one needs to see the actual way thoughts fall out of my brain. Nice.
I don't know what this book is.
A Call for Cup is a great title, though.
It is wonderful. A Call for Cup audiobook. Oh, it's an audio exclusive.
Oh, that's cool.
This sounds amazing. Oh my goodness. Okay. Beverly Swan is busy as a bee running her beachside iced tea shop, and the small island of Charm, North Carolina is abuzz. Mitzi Kelgan, an iconic Hollywood actress, is in town. Everly's great aunts are making a documentary about beekeeping, and Myra has agreed to help. But when the actress turns up dead, reporters and fans swarm the island, muddying the water and disrupting the peaceful lives of the townspeople.
Okay.
It's a cute little cruisy seaside mystery. I love it.
That does sound cool.
Okay, I think we're done then.
I need to hop off, make some tea, say hello to my husband who's just got home.
Gosh. Okay, cool. Thank you guys for joining, for watching, for chatting to us. Thank you, Shamiz.
Thanks for hosting it.
Anytime. It is a cozy mystery. It's the 4th book in a series.
Awesome.
I'm sorry that you just came in and we're leaving, but I hope that you enjoy the rest of your book. My links and stuff are in the description. I didn't put any of Shamiz's links in because I wasn't sure if she'd be joining, but she has a book. Go buy The Last Feather and stuff. Cool. Bye.
Thanks so much, Kelly. Bye.